Hey everyone, this is Seth from Hawk Talk. Just wanted to come to you and bring some information about the upcoming Yuletime event happening, sponsored by the DSU Heritage Foundation. It is the biggest fundraiser that we do, and the online auction opens on November 25th. I believe it's midnight on the 24th or sometime on the 25th, I'm not quite sure. But you can go to the DSU Heritage Foundation's website, that's dsuheritagefoundation.org, and the link will be on there and you can check everything that's going on. We want to make this year's Yuletime the best that it's ever been. Plenty of items that, you can make for Christmas gifts, for your own personal, own personal joy, or anything you really want. But go ahead and check out the Yuletime auction on November 25th. Well, welcome to this week's edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Seth Morkerke.
I'm Ellie Hanser.
And we have a guest who I've been trying, honestly, all season to get on. We finally get him, and we're so excited. Go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
I'm Derek Vandenbush. I'm a senior. I'm from Lusk, Wyoming, and I'm an exercise science major, and I play football.
Yeah, wow. So all the way from Lusk, Wyoming. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to get here to DSU?
I guess I didn't have a far journey, I guess. My brother came up here and played before me, so that kind of ultimately made my decision to come with DSU, but yeah, that's about it.
I remember the day Derek signed to come here. I was very excited.
You remember the day?
I remember the exact day I did.
The exact day?
Yep.
Do you remember the date? Or is it just, no?
I just remember the memory in my head.
Yeah, Seth was one of the first guys I met here with him and Matthew and all of his freshman guys that he hung out with, so. Yeah.
So was Coach Stanton kind of recruiting you, or was it more of like hey, my brother's here, I might as well come here? And
Coach Stanton was recruiting me, but
yeah.
Eric Mines, he used to coach here. Mm-hmm. He's the one that really pushed for it for me to get here. And
yeah.
I think he's the one who got most all of us Wyoming kids for a long time, and then he actually retired from coaching, but I think he still does quite a bit of recruiting. So that leads us into our next question.
Yeah.
There's quite a big debate on the Hawk Talk guest or Hawk Talk host between us hosts on which state is the best between Montana, Wyoming, and North Dakota. I always say Wyoming is the best, then North Dakota, then Montana. I give Montana third. But what is the best state between us and between the?
What are we talking about?
We'll say between Wyoming and Montana.
I gotta go Wyoming.
Okay, and Wyoming and North Dakota?
Yeah, Wyoming, North Dakota.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think I'd have to go Wyoming over North Dakota.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Wyoming over Montana too.
No.
I tried talking them into it.
No.
Well, this year you were a first team all conference. I believe last year was similar. Maybe first team all conference. Well deserved. I honestly thought you deserved to get Kevin deserved to get player of the year, defensive wise, and get some of those more accolades. But you were player of the week. You had 60 tackles on the season, quite a few interceptions. In that safety position. So, what does it mean to get that all conference award, and to get all these awards, I guess?
I guess it means a lot. It just shows that it's just not me out there. It all goes into the game plan we have that week and executing it. So getting those accolades is just one of those things that we executed the game plan that week and all season. So just one of those things. It kind of goes back to the coaches.
Well, the team kind of went through some adversity this season. That opening game was a loss to Rocky, and then, battled back, came through, and then ended up losing to Valley City, which was, both those losses were unexpected in our eyes, and I know in your guys' eyes. So how have you, as a captain, as a leader, as a senior, kind of helped shift the momentum of this team and kind of battle through that adversity?
Well, that first loss was tough on everybody.
Yeah.
What was it, 1 point, 2?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But it really opened our eyes to see what we have to do still.
Yeah.
We came in, we're like, we're big shots, but it kind of knocked us down a peg and helped us rebuild up to what we want to do now. And that Valley City loss was a tough one.
Yeah.
Because we knew if we won that one, we had a good chance of being conference, but we had to come back and beat Waldorf, and that's a tough team to beat.
Yep.
They're got a lot of good guys, so losing to Valley before, we really got our minds right for the Waldorf game. So then it showed against Waldorf. We all came out
Yeah.
and had an
Really played
amazing
well.
game.
Yeah, and then conference champions. I mean,
Yep.
for the fifth
Yeah.
year in a row going to the playoffs. That's very exciting.
Yeah, and that Waldorf game must have just been awesome, like at Waldorf, and to come back from what you guys were down 14.
42-yard field goal
Yeah.
to finish it. I mean,
Yeah.
It was,
just incredible.
and they're one of the fans that where you walk through. They were every time we walked through, they were playing like slow music.
Oh, right.
Like they were playing like the Hokey Pokey, and that's what we did at the end of the game. I mean,
That's good.
So-
Well, we're gonna play a little game. I know the Hokey Pokey is kind of
Yeah.
a game. We're gonna play a little game with you called "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?" We've been playing this the past couple of weeks. I believe we're going back to some old questions, but we'll see. We'll see what you can do. The category is language and reading. You have a minute to answer 10 questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Timer starts after I say the first question.
Okay.
How many Harry Potter books are there? Is it 5, 6, 7, or 8?
7.
Correct. What are describing words? Adverb, adjective, abbreviation, or anagram?
Adjectives.
Adjective, correct.
Yes.
What was Mark Twain's real name? Seth Morkirky, Samuel Clemens, Coulter Hickok, or John Steinbeck?
Samuel Clemens.
Samuel Clemens, correct. How many letters are in the alphabet? 26, 24, 22, or 28?
26.
26. Who wrote A Christmas Carol? Ronald Dahl, Charles Dickens, Shel Silverstein, or William Shakespeare?
Third one, Shell.
Incorrect. It was Charles Dickens. Who is the library named after at DSU? Or what is the library name?
Theodore Roosevelt.
No. Stockton Library. Who was the hunter of Moby Dick? Ishmael, Captain Ahab, Stubb, or Starbucks? Take a guess.
Let's go with the first one.
Ishmael is incorrect. What language do we speak?
English.
English. How many books has Stephen King published? 50, 55, 58, or 60?
55.
That's time.
55 is that's time. 55 is
time.
incorrect. 58 is the correct answer on that. And just for a bonus round, we will give you the last question. One of our guest hosts, or one of our hosts, is Susanna. What type of teacher is Susanna going to be? History, math, art, or English?
English.
English is correct.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I know.
It's an English category.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
That's on me.
we
That
won't
one's on me,
let you
okay.
do the questions.
Okay, yeah.
I thought
Well,
you
great
were
job,
talking
Derek.
about- I mean, I did get it wrong, but I didn't know we were talking about Stockton Library. I thought the one we were putting up.
Oh, the big one. Well, yeah.
The
Well,
presidential?
We can give you that one.
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
we'll give it.
I should have said on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
give it to you, Derek. So I think you got 8.
Yeah,
7,
that was
8.
good.
That's, I mean, and in a minute. Very,
We'll
very
take
good.
it. We'll
Yeah,
take
I
it.
guess.
You're smarter than a fifth grader. 80, it's a B,
I don't know.
right?
I don't know if I'm
I'd
smarter
take-
than this.
I wouldn't have gotten
Some
it.
of those questions are insane, though.
So coming back in to talking about a little bit about football, you guys are going up into playoffs now, and you guys got paired with Morningside. What are your thoughts? What's the team morale? How are you guys planning on facing them this weekend?
Oh, we got a solid game plan in from our defense coordinator, Coach Thayer. He's absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
Smartest
Yeah.
guy I ever met on the field, like knowing where everything is, and he can call almost every play they're about to run. So
Wow.
it's nice knowing we have him at the helm, giving us a game plan. But everybody else is solid.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Kevin were talking during practice yesterday, and after watching hours of film already, they're beatable.
Yeah,
We just have to execute,
absolutely.
and that's what we talk about at practice. And I know everybody's ready. I mean, we got Poyer in the front line,
Yeah.
kind of leading the D line, and then we got Kevin leading the backers, and then we got me, Trent, Lewis,
Yeah, a couple
and
seniors.
yeah, Reiner
Yeah.
leading in the secondary. So it's going to be nice, and I feel like we're going to be able to.
And I mean, you have to beat them anyways
Yeah.
at some point. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
probably going to have to face
Yeah.
them anyways in the playoffs, and so you might as well beat them in the first round.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think, I mean, out of all the teams that would face them in the first round, I think we are the only team that could beat them. And so I'm ready. I'm excited
I am
for
too.
you guys. It's going to
It's
be cool.
going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, the team, I feel like sometimes the offense kind of not outshines, but in the awards things or kind of gets talked about maybe more than the defense. And I don't know if you guys take offense. I don't think you guys take offense to that, but I think you guys, I mean, I know you guys are the best defense in the conference, one of the best defenses in the nation. So, I mean, talk about what it's like to be around such a high-powered offense, but then also be such a great defense too.
Well, it's nice to have a high-power offense. I mean, it always is, but you can't get complacent with it. You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, our offense will score.
Right.
You always have to go out there and say, we got to shut these guys out. And
Yeah.
like Poyer said when we were playing Waldorf, let the defense throw the little jabs and let the offense throw the haymakers.
Yeah.
And just
Wow.
kind of get them down. And so that's what our mindset is. We throw the little jabs and get the stops and make sure we get our offense the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
That's a good explanation.
good. Yeah, very humble as well. Let's see. You are a senior captain, 5th year senior actually. So you've kind of seen everything and you've been in the playoff situation before. But some of these younger kids have never been in this situation, you know, transfers, freshmen playing. What have you kind of been telling these younger players to like prepare for such a big game?
I don't really tell them much as well as like different like games of the season. It's just the same. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's really been there. I mean, the guys we recruit have been in playoffs and in championships, so they know what they're getting into
Yeah.
when they come here. So I just kind of keep it mellow and just give them encouraging words like, yeah, these guys are easy. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to go out and beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just the same stuff we do all season, really.
Yeah. I got a interesting question. This might be kind of controversial for the team, but I want to know who has the best dance moves on the team. Like if you were to line them up, who's going to be the best?
Taylor Conrad.
Taylor. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh my. All right, we'll give it to him. Taylor.
Who's your second?
Maybe get the award.
I'd have to go with Shea.
Oh yeah.
Shea. I guess I don't really know how to pronounce his last name, but Shea.
You got some guys who can sing on the team too.
Yeah.
Like maybe we should get them on to do a little choir concert.
A cappella?
Just kidding. Yeah. A
Riff
cappella.
off, like from Pitch Perfect?
Pitch Perfect. No,
No?
we're not doing that.
Okay.
Well, you know, you've been here for, like Ellie mentioned, for 5 years. Hard to believe it's already been 5 years,
Yeah.
but kind of crazy. What if there's anything you would give? I mean, any advice you would give to your freshman self, either in football or school or just life? What's something you would say to your freshman self?
I guess I kind of had the same mindset all through college. I mean, school came first,
Yeah.
and that came from my parents are teachers, so they always said school's first, school's first. So I always focused really hard in classes. So that's one thing, you just need to show up and
Yeah.
be there
Yeah.
for the classes. I mean, you're paying for them, so might as well be
Might as
there.
well be there.
And then just don't take practices or like the liftings for granted. Don't just go in there and walk around and go through the motions,
Yeah.
because that's one thing that I probably did my freshman and sophomore year is just go through the motions like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't really want to be here. And then once you get older, it's like, oh, this is actually critical.
Yeah.
And like,
Helping you.
yeah, so
Yeah.
That's
That-
cool. Well, we have one last question. It's kind of become the staple of Hawk Talk, and I believe we asked you it last year, but we're going to ask it again. This might be the last time we get you on. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
maybe we'll keep going. Maybe.
Yeah.
Every year, every
Yeah.
week. I mean, after this. But we want to ask, what does DSU mean to you?
oh, it's just family.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, everybody on the football team from my first year in to this year, it's my brothers.
Yeah.
And you really get to know everybody, and because we're with them for hours on end. So everybody on the team's like my brother,
Yeah.
and then our coaches are like father figures,
Yeah.
and so that's what it is.
Well, that's great. Very well said.
Yeah.
I think that's, again, a common theme, and we're excited to see you guys as brothers go out and play this weekend. Going to be a really fun game. Number 17 DSU versus
Yeah.
number 1 Morningside. I mean, we are the underdog. People don't really expect
Feeling
us
an
to
upset.
win, but we're going to go get the upset, and it's going to be fun. We're going to
Oh,
Yeah.
see it,
For
and
sure.
we'll keep getting you on every week after this, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This will be the good
Hopefully.
luck charm right here.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
But we'll be back right after this with one of Derek's teammates, actually.
Hey guys, it's Tyler with Immovable Ministries here, and I'm so excited to be able to be the sponsor for this year's Hawk Talk. If you'd like to find out more about Immovable Ministries, you can visit our website at immovableministries.com.
Well, welcome back to Hawk Talk. As you can see, Ellie's not here. She's somewhere else. We don't know, but we'll wait for her to come back maybe. But I have a guest. I've been trying to get you on the show as well, just the same as Derek, all season. So I'm excited that you're able to come on finally. Go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, and what you do here at DSU.
I'm Kevin Brown. I'm from Windsor, California, and I play football.
Yeah, and you took a bit off. There was an article written about you in the Dickinson Press this year and last year, but both kind of explained your journey to DSU, and you've kind of taken a unique route. So talk about, what it was like to take some time off and then want to come back to football and then eventually make it to North Dakota.
Yeah, so I played my last season in 2015 at Santa Rosa Junior College.
Okay.
And my body was just super beat up. As you know, I got like the ruptured quad, and I had knee problems and foot problems, and I was just done with it. It got old dealing with my body more than I was even like focusing on each game week to week. So I moved on and joined the normal work world and was just working and not going to school either. And I got bored, and I still wanted to compete, and I found a way to get back into the game. Thank God.
Yeah. And you mentioned some of those injuries. I know last year you kind of dealt with some as well, but you still, this year and last year you led the team in tackles, and so it's really amazing. It's just a testament to what you can do and what you've been doing in just a short amount of years here up at DSU. But I think it's just crazy watching you play football because you always find the ball. And I want to ask, is that something that comes natural to you, or is it something that you've kind of had to work for, just being able to sniff out the ball and be able to go and chase it down?
First of all, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think it does come natural. I always have played defense. I've been playing since I was 7. That's almost 20 years.
Yeah.
So by now, if I don't have kind of a feel of finding where the ball is at, then football probably wouldn't be for me. Yeah. So I think, it's just natural feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you along with Derek were named first team all conference. I want to say congratulations on that. Also something, I said this to Derek, but I think both of you guys were probably deserving of the defensive player of the year for the conference. But it's not up to us, but you guys were both on my mind.
I know you love those North Star guys.
The North Star guys, man. They're all, yeah. I won't say anything about it, but
thanks.
I thought you deserved that, and I think you played like you deserved it. It's not just my personal opinion. You played like you deserved it, and I think that's something that you can always carry with you. You led the team and all those things. But I want to ask, what is it like to be named the first team all conference, player, not player of the year, but first team all conference?
It's cool. It definitely felt good.
Yeah.
It hasn't really hit me yet. I'm not too proud of it yet because we got such a big goal at hand. It was kind of like, cool, I got that. All right, well, let's go play Morningside. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, you kind of talked about this in the article that was written about you. Kind of talks about it as well, about the snow and adjusting to North Dakota. But how have you adjusted to? It's a completely different lifestyle than California and North Dakota. And people know that, but I think you probably know that better than anyone, and you along with some of those California guys on the team. So how have you adjusted both in lifestyle and just in playing football and in the weather?
Yeah, the weather was not as big of an adjustment as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
At first, I moved here in June, so I would hear it all the time, the just wait. I heard that probably over 100 times.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that big of a deal. It was kind of like a fun new element to add to the game.
Yeah.
You dress for it, and you're good.
Yeah.
And as far as the lifestyle, that was a bigger adjustment. There's just not as much to do as what I've been used to, but it's still, you find ways to stay busy. And it makes it a lot easier to focus on school and football, which is why I'm here. Right. So it's been good.
Well, that's awesome.
That's
very a testament to DSU as well, I think.
No doubt.
We want to play a game. I guess I'm leading the game, but Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grade? We've been playing it for the past couple of weeks. We don't have another person here at a time, so I'm just going to give you 8 questions probably, and because that's how many Derek answered within a minute, and so we'll see how many you can get within 8 and see if you can beat Derek.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. How many Harry Potter books are there?
7.
Is it 5? Oh, 5,
I'm a
6,
big Harry Potter guy. 7.
Okay, 7. What are describing words? Are they adverbs, adjectives, abbreviations, or anagrams?
Adjectives.
Correct. What was Mark Twain's real name? Seth Morkirky, Samuel Clemens, Coulter Hickok, or John Steinbeck?
Samuel Clemens.
Correct. How many letters are in the alphabet? Is it 26, 24, 22, or 28?
Ooh. 26.
Correct. Who wrote A Christmas Carol? Is it Ronald Dahl, Charles Dickens, Shel Silverstein, or William Shakespeare?
What was the first name?
Ronald Dahl?
Ronald Dahl.
Incorrect. It was Charles Dickens. Close
Okay.
though. What is the library at DSU named after? It's in the name.
This shows how much I go to the library.
You do your studying elsewhere, we'll say.
Yes. Oh shoot, man. I'm drawing a blank.
It's Stockton Library.
I was thinking something like that.
That's all right. Who was the hunter of Moby Dick? Is it Ishmael, Captain Ahab, Stubb, or Starbucks? This one I did not know.
You got me. I have no idea.
Captain Ahab.
Captain Ahab. Okay.
What language do we speak?
English.
Correct, yeah. And these last two questions, we'll ask them for fun. How many books has Stephen King published? Is it 50, 55, 58, or 60?
I'm gonna say 58.
58 is correct. And Susanna, she's one of our hosts on Hawk Talk. She's not here. She's actually teaching this week in some classroom around Dickinson. But what type of teacher is Susanna going to be? Is it history, math, art, or English?
English.
English is
All
correct.
right.
Yeah. Great job.
All right.
think
Did I
you
beat Derek?
I believe you tied with him, actually. You beat him by one, actually. You know,
Did I?
I'm getting that off screen. You beat him by one.
Let's go.
So you can hold that against him.
I gotcha.
Continually rub it into him. Well, I have here written. Let's see. Oh yeah. So you're a big dude. Obviously, you can see you're muscular. I have to tell this story. I think the first time you came into DSU, like that summer, someone said, "Yeah, he's bigger than Jay Liggins," and that's like a huge thing around DSU. And so like we knew right away that you were kind of one of the guys that was going to be leading the team on defense because you were bigger than Jay Liggins. And obviously people know who
Well,
Jay
he's a
Liggins
corner,
is. He's a
so
corner,
I
but
better
bro,
be. He's
exactly.
jacked, though.
Well, he's a big
jacked,
dude,
yeah.
and so that was kind of the comparison, and like it kind of opened everyone's eyes. We're like, wow, this guy is like legit. He's gonna be fun to play with. But I want to ask kind of a fun question. If there's another, you said you're a defensive guy. Is there another position either on the football field or is there another sport that you would do if you had the chance, either in college or did you play other sports?
Yeah, I played baseball. I boxed. I wrestled.
Oh wow.
And if there was another position, no doubt tight end.
Tight end.
Coach McGuire, I'm telling you,
Get him in, coach.
get me in on the goal line. Yeah, I love tight end too.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Do you have any plans, either, football-wise, or what are your plans after college? I know you were a cook before. You know, you took that year off or those 2 years off, and you kind of became a cook. So, are your plans to go back to doing that, or what are your plans after?
No way. That's what motivated me to go back to
Come on.
school and get my
Okay.
degree.
Okay.
So right after the season, I actually am going to train there's a couple like pro days and tryouts that I
Yeah.
want to get into. I just was talking to a guy earlier today actually about one. And I want a shot to keep playing any league possible, indoor, arena,
Yeah.
XFL, anything. I just want to do everything I can to play ball for as long as I can. And if that doesn't work out, get my degree. And then I would love to train athletes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
strength and conditioning coach type.
You'd be great at that.
Thanks, man.
That's kind of who you are, and I think that again is a testament to the leadership that you carry, and that also shows. You were named a captain this year, and Coach Stanton always says, it's hard for a guy who comes in as a junior, a transfer, to be named a captain the next year, but you're one of those guys, and it doesn't happen often. I think that's a testament to your vocal leadership, to your physical leadership, your leadership on the team and amongst those guys, and very well deserved. I want to say that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, there's been some ups and downs in the season. The loss to Rocky was pretty tough to take. The loss to Valley City, I would say, was probably even harder to take, and especially for some of these young guys who maybe haven't been a part of such devastating losses. It's probably hard to lead them through. But what kind of things did you say, and did the coaches say to kind of lead you through that adversity?
Yeah. The loss against Valley was kind of like, this can go one of two ways. We can tank,
Yeah.
or we can let it, light a fire under us and let's go out. And because we had Waldorf at their place the very next week.
Yep.
So that was a gut check.
Yep.
Waldorf is an amazing team, probably one of the most athletic teams we'll see all year, and a 12-hour bus ride on top of that.
Yep.
So that was kind of like let's see what kind of team we really are, and I think we responded well. And then
Absolutely.
went out, dominated Mayville
Yeah.
at home, and then we have a bye week, so we're going into playoffs with some good momentum.
Yeah.
And I think that loss against Valley was a good thing in the long run. I think that helped us.
Yeah, and a lot of things had to work, or not a lot of things, but a couple things had to work out in order for you guys to win the conference. But you guys did your job. You did what you had to do, and won the conference for the 5th year in a row. And that's, I mean, for the 5th year in a row, we've won the conference, and for the 5th year in a row, we're going to the playoffs. And I think that's just a testament to the Blue Hawk tradition, the Blue Hawk football tradition. Because, I mean, we've gone to the playoffs many times in the past, but to go 5 years in a row is pretty impressive. So, I mean, what's that like to be part of this tradition?
It's awesome, man. I mean, I've only been here the last 2 years, but I feel like I've been here for 5 years. Like, I'm so proud to be a part of this team and this program. It really, it's special.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Absolutely.
And I saw something today. I think we're one of 6 teams in the entire country to, what is it?
Is
Be
like
in the
beat-
playoffs the last 5 or
last
6
5
years straight or something.
Yeah, something like
so
that. Like
that's
one
another.
of 6. That's,
Yeah.
out of all the teams in the whole nation.
That's
like,
nuts.
It's incredible. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're heading, I mean, you're heading to Morningside, like you mentioned. They're the #1 team in the nation. I know that number doesn't scare you, doesn't scare the team, but there's obviously, I mean, going to be some people who doubt, and there's going to be people, I mean, around the country who don't probably know it. I mean, they should know who Dickinson State is, but probably don't know. They just see they're going up against Morningside, and they probably write us off. So what are some things, I mean, you as a leader, but also the coaches and the seniors and the other captains are saying to get the team ready to go?
Yeah, I think, I think they're due for a loss. It's been 2 years straight. I know their egos are all through the roof. They're not even looking at us as a challenge.
Yeah.
And before they even announced this game, they still had one game to play against Northwestern last week for the conference title.
Yeah.
Our eyes were already dead set on them.
Yeah.
So we've been locked in on them now for almost 2 weeks, and they're sleeping on us. I know they are, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. I get chills thinking about that.
Me too.
And knowing you're leading the team, I mean, that's gonna be really fun, really cool atmosphere, really cool to.
I can't wait
to see you guys. Yeah, can't wait. Go down there and play.
Yeah.
Well, there's gonna be a fan bus going down, so there's a lot of fans coming from Dickinson and around the area. But I mean, we got fans here in Dickinson who just love the Blue Hawks, and I mean, around the country. Like, you got family back home, we got fans all the way on the East Coast who love the Blue Hawks, and people want to just support the Blue Hawks. And I think it just shows we got the best fans in the nation.
Absolutely we do.
And it's just amazing. So, I mean, what's that like to play with, I mean, not pressure, but with just that fan, I mean, force behind you guys, and with such a great atmosphere that the Blue Hawks bring?
It's huge. One thing that caught me off guard actually about coming here was how awesome our fan base is.
Yeah.
Like how much support we really have. The fact that we have a fan bus going.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on the fence about going, go. Because
Yeah.
I promise you, you will have fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a good turnout. I know we are. My dad's flying in.
Come on.
He's flying in Friday,
Come on.
flying out Saturday night.
Yeah.
I got some relatives in Iowa that'll be there, so
Come
it's
on.
going to be a good crowd.
It's going to be a good crowd, and
Yeah.
Blue Hawks, they always travel well. I don't even care if we have, less fans than the home team. We're still going to probably be louder than them. That's the same. That's the way it was at Northwestern. It's the way it was at Kansas Wesleyan last year, and I know it's going to be the same at Morningside. And,
It will be.
And we're just excited.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got one more question for you. Kind of been the staple as we say to Hawk Talk, and I have a feeling you're going to answer this pretty well. But I want to ask, what does DSU mean to you?
It means, I mean, more than anything, it's a family. I'm sure a lot of people say that, but it really is. It's a great culture, a great community, and it was a second chance for me at football and in education, and just the amount of memories I've built here and friendships and brotherhoods with all you and all my past teammates and current teammates. So it means a lot to me.
Yeah, absolutely, and I like that. I love your story, being able to come up here, get a second chance at playing football, and I mean, really proved yourself and made it worthwhile. And I know you share that with a lot of people. Like, hey, take the opportunity when you get it. So it's exciting. I'm glad we got you on.
Awesome, Seth. Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, and good luck this weekend. I mean, we're going to shock the world. We're going to have some fun playing football. It's going to be a battle from start to finish, but we're excited.
That's right.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, we'll be back right after this with. Oh yeah, we got one shirt. We got a shirt to give. I'm here in off camera. We got a shirt to give. I forgot to give this to Derek, but we're giving shirts to our guests on Hawk Talk. You flew on Hawk Talk now officially, sponsored by Movable Ministries. But we want to give that to you. Say
Sweet.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
We're excited and good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll be back right after this with a recap of everything that's been happening and everything that's going to come.
Here come your Blue Hawks. Steps into the throw, in the wind, down to the goal line.
Well, welcome back to Hawk Talk. As you can see, Ellie, Coulter, and Susanna are out of the studio. They are probably celebrating Thanksgiving early, I think. But just me here, going to do a quick recap of everything that's been happening and everything that's going to come. Starting with men's and women's basketball, they've been on the road quite a bit, playing UMary, Northern Montana, Yellowstone Christian. I mean, they played NDSU as well. So they've been going through a preseason schedule that's been heavy on the road, and I believe they only have like 9 home games. So it's a test for the Blue Hawks this year, but we're excited. Took a couple of losses to Northern and UMary, both the men's and women, and then came back and got a win against Yellowstone Christian men and women again. And so we're excited to see them kind of battling through this preseason, and as the regular season and as the conference season comes into play, I'm going to see them really kind of peak and then level out there for the conference season and then into next semester. So we're excited for that. In other news, cross country is headed to nationals. The women's team, the whole women's team, got an at-large bid for winning the conference. So we're excited to see what they can do there. You know, Lisa Townsend has led that team. She was the conference runner of the year. She took first place at the conferences. So we're excited to see how that team puts together, but also how the individuals put something together for that national meet. They're over in Oregon, and Hunter Flynn is also on the road with them. He's the only male representing the men's team, but we're excited to see, you know, how he does with his shot that he's given, and hopefully going to get some awards from that national meet. So good luck to the cross country team. They are running on Saturday or Friday or Saturday. I'm not quite sure, but they're running over there in Oregon. So we're excited to get some news from them. And then finally, we had some football guys on. We had Kevin and Derek on, both guys, you know, who I thought, this is the North Star. I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. The North Star, I thought both of those guys deserved at least more than they got. I think they were definite candidates for the Defensive Player of the Year. Either one of them could have got it. Derek was a Player of the Week in the conference, and Kevin could have very well been every single week. Both of those guys continued to lead the team in tackles and interceptions and just lead the team in general. So just want to say that I think both of those guys deserved a little more than they got, but they both got first team all-conference, very well deserved there, and maybe they'll get something nationally with All-American first team or second team. I don't know, but we're excited to see all that. But all that to say that they're heading to Morningside, number 1 in the nation. We're number 17. Obviously, we're the underdog, but we're excited to see how the Blue Hawks battle, as Kevin said, I mean, they came through that Valley City loss, really projected them and kind of gave them that fire underneath their feet to really move into the postseason with some fuel. And so Morningside's probably looking past us, but we're excited to be the underdog and come shock the nation and show the world who we really are and who the Blue Hawks are. So we're very excited for that and looking forward to all that the Blue Hawks have. I know that game is going to be streamed on Consolidated Channel 18 at 11 a.m. The game is being played 12 p.m. Central, so it's being streamed here 11 a.m. If you want an opportunity to go to the game, contact Candace Stanton. She's organizing the fan bus, so which I believe is leaving Friday morning early, so tomorrow morning it's leaving pretty early, so go ahead and get a hold of Candace Stanton if you want to go and cheer on the Blue Hawks. We will be taking next week off for Thanksgiving. I know that a lot of us will be home with our families, and I hope that you guys get to celebrate with your families and just enjoy a great Thanksgiving meal. Eat some turkey, eat some mashed potatoes for us. I'll be eating all of that stuff as well. But we want to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and we'll be back in December with some more guests, some more amazing news about DSU, and we'll keep you guys all posted. But as we always say here to close it out, Hawks are up.